It's Madden NFL 23, and today's clash of conferences is just moments away. It's the Buccaneers and the Bills. All that and more coming up next.
Winter is just around the corner as you get a look at Highmark Stadium just south of Buffalo, New York.
Coming up, we've got a good matchup on tap between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Buffalo Bills. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
And we are underway in Buffalo. No run back here on the opening kickoff as we'll start at the 25. Tampa Bay coming out along with a man who needs no introduction, the great Tom Brady.
Well, we've all seen what Tom Brady can do on a football field for a couple of decades now. But how about his most impressive accomplishment? Moving to a different franchise and taking them to a Super Bowl title as well. Not many players can continually stiff-arm Father Time the way that he has.
They come up with exactly 1 minute to go in this first quarter.
First play, first pass for Brady. This will be caught downfield by Gage. And he is finally forced out of bounds inside the 30-yard line.
A huge play there right off the bat. 46 yards. Well, there's a pretty big start right there. They go bombs away on the first play from scrimmage.
Put a smile on your face, didn't it? Not because you're rooting for anyone, but that's the way to begin a game, to put someone back on their heels and announce that they plan to be aggressive.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Brady.
The pass is caught by Cade Otton. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
He's locked in early. 2 nice first down completions to start.
I like the fact that he's seeing the whole field early, spreading it around a little bit in the early going.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now, and it's Buccaneer football. Could we get a touchdown in this first half after all? It's 1st and 10.
To throw, it's Brady. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
Really good coverage all over the field. They took away his intended read and almost dared him to try for his guy out of the backfield. No surprise on that one. It doesn't connect.
Brady's incompletion on 1st down leads to a 2nd and 10. Back to throw again.
They'll swing this out to Fournette. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. An extra defensive back here for the Bills on 3rd down. They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. 1st and goal.
Brady going to throw. And in for the Buccaneers touchdown. Russell Gage from 4 yards out.
And the Bucs will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Well, they spoke about the importance of getting off to a good start, and they're on their first drive, Charles, into the end zone for the touchdown.
And what an advantage for them. They're already clicking 1 drive in, didn't need to wait to get up to full speed. We had heard about the extra time they put in with each other, trying to learn each other's skills, what they liked, the whole deal, and it paid off early in this one. I would expect them to keep firing on the next drive and keep that connection going.
Extra point put through by Succop, and it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Taking it about the 1. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. For the Buffalo offense coming out, and it is Josh Allen who is at the helm.
And his task in this situation is making sure this team knows that there's a sense of urgency, yet somehow still stays calm. Because your natural impulse, your first possession is not until the 2nd quarter, is you got to attack right away. Throw something big at them right away. Yeah, you got to move the ball, but maybe be a little bit careful in doing so.
On 1st down, Allen. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Second and 6, just inside the 30. Allen.
That's caught by Gabriel Davis.
Now the Bills will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Throwing now is Allen. It's brought in by Jamison Crowder. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. From the 41, Allen forced out to his left.
Oh, he's brought down. And remember here, no timeouts left. They got to get to the line quick.
Josh Allen, very athletic at 6'5", showing the versatility, picking up the first on the scramble. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Buccaneers out on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to our downtown Orlando studios in this EA Sports Halftime Report. First up, though, let's take a look at the next-gen stats from the first half for the Bucs. And it was a tricky half to figure out numbers-wise. They've got the lead, but you'd figure they're definitely talking about ways to get this passing game back on track. Meanwhile, for the Bills, they too have found passing lanes to be hard to come by so far. As you see by the numbers, they'll need to figure that out in the second half.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point.
The Bills trail here, but they will get the football first as we are back underway on EA Sports. Fields it right around the goal line. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. So here come the Bills out for their second drive. Here's Allen on 1st and 10.
The defense gets a hand on it, but he still grabs it.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up the first down.
Sometimes those tip balls turn out to be like a pinball, just bounce all over the place. Everyone's got to go up and get it. In this case,
well, we talk about tip drills for defensive players like you, but what about the offensive guys? They do any tip drills?
I think they work on it as well, oftentimes in the Hail Mary situations, because you're actually counting on a ball being tipped to give you an extra chance to catch it. They use that training well.
Throwing on 1st down is Allen. Finding Knox there, complete. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
And Brandon, as you know, sometimes it's a lot tougher to run with these tight ends nowadays in the NFL. They're just bigger wide receivers. He lined up on the left side of formation, ran a drag route across the field, and tried to work his way open. He was able to make the catch, but the defenders were there, couldn't do a whole lot with it afterwards.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play, so we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now Allen. And his throw's going to be incomplete. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Allen. And that is incomplete. So now it's 4th down and short, and whenever they do run or pass it, they've got to pick up the first here.
Yeah, and you mentioned running it. That is still an option, but as you also said, they've got to do it quickly and get back to the line of scrimmage.
Now Allen, gotta have this one. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that will force a turnover on downs. Well, I guess they wanted to get that touchdown right back on their first drive, but failed to do so.
And what they have to be careful of is pushing so hard to stay right there, to stay even with their opponent. that they gas themselves out. You know, it's almost like horse racing. Sometimes you don't want to take your horse right to the front and let them do all the work and then someone catch them at the end and pass them up. You want to make sure you moderate what you're doing along the way and then go for the big finish.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds left to play. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Again, here's Bernard. And he is going to lose yardage here. Now a second timeout called for by the defense, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Second and 12, and you'd have to assume another all-out effort to stop the run is coming. Up the gut, Fournette. And he'll take it down to the 30-yard line. The Bills are going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. Brady will take a knee here, and that should just about do it.
Brandon, I can just tell you from experience, there's nothing like pitching a shutout on defense, but even more so when it's a tight game. I mean, when every defensive play is crucial and you don't give up any points, boy, they're going to feel awfully good about themselves after this one.
Yeah, exactly. The offense wasn't humming, but, hey, all they needed was you can't score 1 point. All they needed was 2 points. You can't score 2 points on offense. All they needed was at least 3. They got what they needed.
They got what they needed, exactly right.
So fire the cannons. It's a victory here for Tampa Bay. And not all W's are created equal, CD, and this one came in shutout fashion.
Well, their offense certainly didn't need to do anything, right? They could take the day off, and they did. But the defense, they carried them in a big way.
Yeah, look, the offense obviously stuff to work on, but they did enough, and the defense carried the load.
But you know what they say, it's always fun to work on things if it didn't go well in your game with a victory in your pocket. And that's what they've got going forward.